Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is me, Duke CT, back with you once again. Oh, I think this thing is a little bit. Let me just stop sharing right here because I know it's going a little bit wonky. But let me just see if it looks good. It looks good here, so I want to make sure it goes good over there. So anyway, how are y'all doing today? I hope you're doing well this evening on this Thursday Eve, this Thursday. And there's been big news. Big news in the world of wrestling. Big news. I mean, can't really escape the news of what happened. What happened to, well, here we are. Oh, Cody Rhodes. Let me just see if I can get the thing up. Hopefully you can just share this time. And we just don't share tab audio. No audio. Good. All right. Let's see if it works. Okay. All right. Cody Rhodes and Brandi Rhodes have gone. And this is one of the biggest shots from AEW this week. It is probably one of the most biggest shocks of AEW, the biggest departures. What happened? Why did Cody and Brandi Rhodes leave? Was it the lack of storytelling? Was it this, that, the other? What is going on? But here's some stuff from the backstage stuff. A lot of it was the mood that was last night in AEW, which, by the way, the AEW Dynamite had a bit of a whoopsie waiting over 837,000. I'm like, okay, had a bit of a dip. People need to calm down on that. I mean, at least it's not as bad as the NHL, at least. At least it's over the NHL, which is always a good thing. So, right here it says, Cody is still expected to sign with WWE, but he's not inked a new deal at last word. It was reported on Wednesday that Brandi Rhodes was not expected to join Cody and WWE. There's a prevailing belief that within the WWE locker room that Rhodes fell out of power of AEW and wanted a significant raise. But it should be noted that neither Rhodes or AEW officials have mentioned this yet. There has been some excitement and shock over Rhodes likely return to WWE, and some top stars are reportedly ready to welcome back with open arms. One top talent says believe Rhodes' return will be great for fans and consider it to be the most interesting thing in WWE at all time. Brandi is a shot of Brandi. Digital series is actually being pitched and shopped around as Brandi will retain the rights to the show. As there have been speculations of Brandi's pro wrestling future, as many believe she will continue trying to improve an in-ring career. And she was training at Nightmare Factory earlier this week. This is just the newest stuff here. But, this is, again, one of the biggest stories here. Some are saying this is a work. Some say it's not a work. I honestly think it is happened. Cody Rhodes is gone from AEW. And when you have this big news and big things and people are sitting there and they're looking at this and they're like, Why? Why is he leaving? Why did these two leave when they have all this power? And not only in AEW, but Turner loved them. They had the reality show, Rhodes to the Top, which got canceled because of all this, or it's on hold. Um, Go Big Show, getting stuff beyond pro wrestling. And like he was actually happy, even if he wasn't on the show. In fact, there was stuff when he's not on the show or anything else. It's just the show is the show for the most part AEW Diamond, it doesn't revolve majority around Cody Rhodes. Heck, in some cases, Cody Rhodes doesn't even show up for most appearances and most shows, and hey, they still got over 1 million people watching. So Cody Rhodes is not the main reason why AEW took a dip last night. It happens. You move on. So what does but here this is more shocking because Cody Rhodes, like I said, he was one of the main founders of AEW. He was the main person right there. And going back to WWE, people saying this does hurt his legacy. I'm like, to me, it doesn't really hit his legacy that badly. Some say, oh, it's going to destroy his legacy. I mean, somewhat of a black eye if he goes to WWE. Maybe it's not as there. I've been and seeing around all of that and saying that it's it's the worst thing out there. I'm like, compared to what the big stuff that's gone down, especially in this post speaking out world, I don't think it's as big as a black eye people think it is. Someone saying it, and I'm like, in the real world stuff and all that type of stuff, it's not that big of a black eye, in my personal opinion. When I see it from the real stuff, from the real type of like, oh gosh, the other stuff people say around pro wrestling. But someone say it might leave some dirt, or a bit of a dirt stain there on Cody Rhodes' legacy. And I'm like, someone say, yeah, if he does right in WWE, because he had the foundation, he left because of money and and ideas and such. And honestly, I think Tony Khan, for the most part, did a pretty good job booking the show. In fact, they were just too grateful, too over. Like, you know what? People want to see the elite and the Cody Rhodes win a lot. They don't want to be like, oh, we have to lose. Or no, they want to see Kenny. They want to see Young Bucks. They want to see. All right, we don't like Cody. They want to see Cody win or lose or whatever. And Tony Khan booked them rightly. And there's sometimes they made some mistakes, i.e. the whole, that whole terrible that whole feud, America versus British feud. I mean, that stuff. But overall, I mean, they did a pretty good job of doing this with Tony Khan and everything. Tony Khan did a pretty good job booking, and Cody wrote and all this stuff ideas. But yeah, this is again a big, and we don't know where he is. They say he might inked up, but the thing is, the deal has not been put to pen to paper yet. So whatever Cody Rhodes is leaving, Cody Rhodes might be not going to WWE. And since it'd be nice. Heck, I'm going to WrestleMania. It'd be nice to seeing him over there. It'd be great. I think it'll be nice since, well, I don't have much to go to. The only thing that's saving me is the indie stuff and me doing a review with Rowdy and everything. We're doing that stuff. But there's nothing else there. There's nothing. Legitimately nothing other than the indie stuff right now. That's just me. That's all I see. With Cody and everything else. If Cody goes WWE and wins WWE title, I wouldn't be too upset. But then again, it'll be better than Lesnar versus Roman again with the titles with both championships again. Who knows? Maybe this happened. Maybe Cody wants to just re-sign with the new Ring of Honor or something. Maybe that was the thing. Maybe he wants to go and build Ring of Honor up or something. Maybe he believes that Cody Rhodes, his ideas will bring. Maybe he meet up with the Ring of Honor people with their new relaunch and saying, "Look, this relaunch. Maybe I can help people. Maybe I can build this stuff again. We can start building for Ring of Honor, his ideas. Because, hey, When I was here the first time, when I was here the first time with the Young Bucks and everyone else, we had this hot. We were hot, and y'all didn't. You didn't jump on that. Maybe he's gonna talk to Ring of Honor. I know that might be something out left field, but you know that's what I think is gonna happen. I think maybe he might go to Ring of Honor or maybe an Impact or something like that. He might get a bigger, but I think he wants to be more control around his characters. But also, I think he wants to be in control. He wants to have, um, he wants to have creative control, but also maybe booking power. And I don't see WWE ever letting him have that because at the end of the day, it's Vince McMahon. Even NXT, it's still Vince's show. And when old Papa Hunter was running it, it was still Vince's show. Right? Am I lying to you? You know? But that's why I think maybe that's going to be the real deciding factor. Because he has his money. He'll get paid. But I think his creativity is going to be the one that leads him to other places. And WWE, like it or not, that's Vince's house. And that's Vince's house. And you are not going to be able, and nobody, and I'll say this, nobody's gonna beat Vince in his own house. Hmm. But yeah, and then again, Cody Rhodes right there says he still wants to have fans watch AEW. You know, you know, that's just me. I mean, that's why I feel like it's creative control. And Cody Rhodes wants creativity, and maybe he sees talent. I mean, I honestly think if there was something like that, if Cody Rhodes, you know what, screw it. I'd rather have Cody Rhodes booking in all of his Codyverse than what WE has done in the past many years. I think Cody would have been a lot more interesting behind the book with Roman Reigns and everyone else instead of just what WE has. I said it, and you know what? I am not wrong. Am I wrong? Am I lying? You know what? I'm not lying. No, I mean, let's be honest. Vince has lost it, and everyone else is not entertaining. Their storylines are not entertaining. Cody at least makes things interesting, at least. So I think that's what the main issue is. It's about control. It's about how everything is controlled with, how everything is locked up to it. And that's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. That is what it is. Control. And I preach this because again, look at what this Cody Rhodes, his whole thing is that he likes his stories, all his matches about story and characters and everything else. He has a vision. And I don't think what Cody, maybe even Brandi sees it as well, they don't see AEW have that conflicting vision. That was probably the main issue. Maybe I'm just speculating and I could be 100% wrong, but there has to be a consistent vision. And I don't see that. I don't see a consistent vision with Cody and AEW at this point. There is no consistent vision. And the one thing that consistency will bring, one thing that people, Cody can bring is consistent vision. And sometimes it's work, you know. Um, that's what it is. Like somebody, oh, will it work? Will it not work? Will it work? Will people go and actually see this? Will people actually, you know, um, will be a part of that? Will people actually pay money to see Cody in his whole the Cody verse and all that type of stuff? will this be the big thing that people will finally be like, okay, we will finally sit and watch this stuff because um, Cody Rhodes finally built, they finally did something, not only that, but something interesting and something new. I think that that's going to be the main reason why, uh, you know, that's the reason why I believe that um, that's why I see, um, that's why I see what's going to happen at, in this whole structure is that, creativity is going to really bring Cody Rhodes back. I think creativity is going to make Cody into something, um, you know, will probably be like, wow. I think, Cody's like, I got like, the consistency of vision. But that's just my personal opinion on this whole subject. And this could be getting bigger and bigger next week. Who knows what's going to be next week? Because a lot of, look, I sat back and I waited. I made some tweets about it, but I wanted to do the right thing here and just sit back and wait until we see the full story. And right now, until we see him in WWE television, until we see him actually being promoted by WWE or ROA or anything else, Cody is just this very high lucrative free agent. Oh, hell, he might just come back to AEW in a month or so. No one wants to even figure a bad thing out. He might just say, you know what? I can't get anything else. Creativity was not there. Guys, AEW, let's make this happen, Captain. Let's talk this out. Let's make this happen, Tony. I'm back on the con. I talked to the top con. Tony, we're going to do this. That's what's going to happen. Who knows? That could happen. So Cody Brandi Rhodes is not forever gone from the elite. So they're going to probably come back. They could come back maybe after 2 or 3 months. Who knows? But right now, it's just the creative. Maybe he's putting his feelers out there for old Cody Rhodes. The feelers out for creativity and for stuff like that. Anyway, I'm gonna take a small little break here and be right back, and we talk about some Wii U news, baby. The Wii U, um, the Wii U, ladies and gentlemen, is got the Wii U shop closing it down. Woo, buddy. There's going to be some fun stuff, and I'm going to talk about this right now. And right not now, but right after this little musical break here, we'll be live here on the Dukect Lounge. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be right back, right after this. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We're back live here on the Duke CT Lounge. Thank you so much for for joining me. I'm so humble for everybody to show up. Actually, I'm almost at 100,000 downloads. I'm a couple already up. Let me just check right quick how far I'm in from over 100,000 downloads. It is close, ladies and gentlemen. It is so close to over 100,000 downloads. It's not even funny. Let's see where am I at right here. Over 92,000 downloads. I need at least 8,000 to get there, and I'm getting there slowly but surely. I'm gonna get there, and it's gonna be the best day. It's gonna be great, and I can't wait to have that. I can't wait to actually celebrate that day with you. It's gonna be an awesome day. Now then, let's talk about something that's a little, something that's hilarious to me. It's something that's fun. You know what's fun, ladies and gentlemen? This right here. The Nintendo will shut down the 3DS and Wii U eShops in 2030. And you see right here, as you see on Wednesday, Nintendo, yesterday, announced it would shut down the Wii U and 3DS online stores, next year's late March 2023. Wii U and 3DS owners will no longer be able to make digital purchase from the Nintendo eShop, and free content will now be available to download, including game demos and apps. Prior to closing the eShops on the Wii U and the 3DS and family systems, Nintendo will be beginning to shutter related services as well. The status shutdown begins on May 23rd, 2022, which is when the Nintendo eShop on the Wii U and 3DS will no longer let customers use credit cards to add funds on the account. Then on August 29th, it will no longer be possible to use a Nintendo eShop card to add any funds to an account. Nintendo will let customers redeem the download codes until March next year. Users who link a Nintendo ID wallet with the Nintendo account wallet switch can use the shared balance to buy content on all three systems until March of next year. After that, the balance is going to be used to purchase content on the Switch. Finally, Nintendo says that 3DS and Wii owners will still be able to re-download games and DLC and receive software updates and play online after March of next year, and for the foreseeable future. In other words, you won't lose access to the content you already bought. I say why this happened. Nintendo attempted to explain why on the Wii U eShop and 3DS eShop are shut down. According to Nintendo, this is a part of a natural life cycle for any product line. As it becomes less popular, the company is announcing these closures more than a year in advance in order to get these users plenty of time prepared. Unsurprisingly, many fans are unsatisfied with the company's explanation. Really, these same people who are making fun of the Wii U, who always talk so much stuff on the Wii U and everyone else. Every single time they talk like, oh, the Wii U is the terrible thing. Oh, the Wii U is this. Oh, this other thing like that. It's always been, yeah, you know, it's, it's just I kind of find it funny that these same people these same fans who are just saying, "Oh, the Wii U was the worst console ever," comparing it to the Virtual Boy, even though it's so a lot more. And I think the reason why it was in this bad position is because the Virtual Console, no, but the Wii U was mismanaged poorly. I would say that. I think Nintendo didn't do itself any favors by, they got a little happy on the Wii U. They got a little bit too fat and happy on it, and it didn't explain itself to the customers. That was the main problem. But the overall bashing and making fun, oh, I don't play. I'm like, man, I played on my Wii U constantly until it broke. And I usually played it. I had Xenoblade Chronicles X. I played Bayonetta. I played in fact, I was planning to do I had like I played a live stream, believe it or not, I live streamed um Twilight Princess last year for the Wii U. In fact, I have a GameCube version, by the way. In fact, I have both GameCube of Wii U of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. So, but yeah, I just got the quality of life updates and everything else. So I think I have the Wii version too. I gotta look that up. But yeah, I still like playing on the Wii U. It's playing on both, playing on it. It's all the old games and the new games and everything in between. I loved it. But then, people online talk about, oh, we got buy. More often than not, these people are gonna buy it and they're gonna sell out their Wii U's, and they're probably buying it and selling it and everything else. They're not keeping it. They talked all this stuff. They build themselves up. They try, oh, the Wii U, I'm like, shut up. Y'all didn't care for the Wii U when it was here. You didn't care for it as they didn't show any love or respect for it. And now you're trying to just rush up and try, oh, man, we love our Wii U. Oh, we loved it. It was the Nintendo's being a bad guy here. How dare Nintendo do all this? I'm like, shut up. Just, I see you. I see the hypocritical stuff, man. Just outright hypocrites, man. Yeah, and I know. I mean, right here. I mean, Nintendo will have, not have all the games that don't have the functionality. There's some games that probably won't be able to get on the Switch and everything else. And the game preserves and everything else like that. People want to say everything like there. And, and I get this, that Nintendo is making things harder for fans. And yes, that is true. But I'm looking at the people who actually talked all this stuff here and everything else. You didn't appreciate this stuff when you didn't appreciate it when it was here. Now it's time for and they're like, well, it's no one liked it. You're like, no, and try to save it. And let me tell you something. If Nintendo reverses decision, if they say, okay, fine, you know what's gonna happen? It's gonna be a little bit of bump of sales, and then go right back to where it was, because no one is gonna be taking this stuff seriously. All right. Nobody is gonna take it seriously. Yeah. They ain't gonna take this seriously. You know they ain't gonna take this seriously, ladies and gentlemen. No, they ain't gonna be like, oh, I get it, man. We're gonna go fight. No, you're not. You ain't gonna take this stuff seriously. You're not gonna take it seriously. I know this. You know this. Everybody else knows it. Same thing the the PS3 thing site's still up. Yeah, how many people are really playing and downloading that stuff? Nobody. Nobody. All right. I mean, sure, maybe some game preserving people are doing it, whatever, but no. Let's all be real. Let's all be real here. Let's keep being real. Don't lie to the people. You can't lie to the people here. Lying, man. I can't. I am just, the lies, and I can't, you know what? You know what? It's it's this is it is. I mean, I'm like, yeah, this to me is the fan bases and everything else. I'm just I kind of call BS, because again, No one cared about the 3DS. Then they didn't care for it when it was here. You know what I mean? They didn't care for it. You didn't care for it when it was here, and now you're trying to find you're trying to find the hotness there. I've been here. I've been here. Where are y'all at? Johnny come latelys, and when Nintendo somehow, if Nintendo doesn't reverse this decision or does reverses this decision, you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna celebrate for one day, and then they're gonna leave that Wii U in dust, man. Pathetic. Pathetic. You know, pathetic, man. Pathetic. You know. Uh, all right, but that's just me. That's my thoughts. Ooh, I think the Capitals took the lead. I think, and I think they did. Gather halfway with 1 and 2. I think they are leading. Oh, good on the Capitals, man. We'll just check. Want to make sure. Local sports team. Local sports team do good. Do good sports team. Like, yes. Yes. Good. Now they have the name. Come on. Cap score. Do the thing. Do the thing. Please do the thing. Whew. Uh, but anyway, back to the point. Nintendo's shutting down and it sucks, but you know what? No one appreciated it when it was here. Now they're trying to do our stuff. By the way, I'm going to be getting a new Wii U soon. And might be getting a 3DS as well. Finally playing some of the games and everything, and really start actually building my whole library up because I got two regular DS. Now I'm going to be getting a 3DS soon, and then after that Wii U. I'm gonna be playing that stuff. So it's gonna be a fun time. A fun time. All right. Anyway, that is it for this little segment. And then we get to let me see if I can get to the right thing here. Let me stop the sharing thing. And we get to our well, honestly, I think I started with the main event early. So you know, but you know what? It is the last topic of the show. It's time. Well, but before our main event, we are going to have a talk about yep, the Chippendale trailer. Chippendale Rescue Rangers trailer, baby. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get my thoughts on the trailer. And a lot of people like it. Some people don't like it. Well, what's going to be the I think a lot of people have they got some words for it. And I got some words here as well. I got some words for this as well. So let's I'll be right back right after this here on talkshoe.com. We'll be right back right after this. Thanks for joining me, Duke CT. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is me, Dukect, back for you once again. And, well, let's talk about this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's all talk about this trailer. And it's on Disney Plus, so it's not in theaters. So I don't know how the money is going to come back. Maybe DVD sales. I don't know. But this is just the Rescue Rangers, Chip and Dale, and we saw Marty and we saw Zipper. But we haven't seen Gadget yet. When we did see Gadget early and such, and like when they were successful, and I honestly, some people don't like to have the chipmunks have regular voices, but I honestly think because it is just the people who really the original people who did it don't really like doing the voices. They hate doing the chipmunk voices and everything, which I get that. So it's annoying. So maybe they just want to say this stuff right here is just the Roger Rabbit stuff, which to me is this looks interesting. Going into like, okay, reboots and all these type of stuff, and since the meta and for all stuff is it's already there. I think you could really do stuff like that. I think you could do what a lot of these you can have the kind of CGI cell shaded thing with a chip and then full CGI with Dale, which honestly looks decent. I like the CGI; it looks decent. And the color stuff looks really good as well. I think I honestly think this is gonna be a very interesting movie because I like seeing, you see a lot of old characters. Let's see, let's see the old characters of MC Scat Cat with Paula Abdul. That was nice. You got Roger Rabbit. You see all these type of you saw some really cool cameos. I like the cameos, even though some are just really pissed off at it. I think people are saying this is the worst thing ever. I think at the end of the day, I looked at this trailer and I'm watching it now with the volume off. It's just, I think it looks fine. I mean, it looks decent, and I can see why some people don't like it. They say it's too realistic. Why can't we just do it regular, Chip, Dale, get together, save the world with the stuff, not this whole meta type of the meta type of thing that the this movie is going to. So this looks to be, you know, yeah, this is something like, wow, seeing the characters doing these type of thing and being in the real world and everything. So what I don't know what they're going to with this, like, this whole thing where it looks, I'm like, this looks good. I mean, it looks interesting, and maybe it will be like, maybe a decent parody of a decent parody of the Disney Afternoon characters and everything else. Who knows? And this may be like be a cool, a cool version of a modern day version of Roger Rabbit. Could be. I hope so. Could be decent. Could be something really fun and exciting. And I mean, I think the Long Island boys. I mean, hey, they I think they're decent voice acting, and honestly, Seth Rogen really needs a win at this point in animation and everything. You know, he needs a win. Santa Inc. was terrible. Sausage Party was a complete mess. Um, I hope it actually looked good. We don't even know what the story is at this point, so I'm giving things a chance. I'm being positive, which seems to be a lot of people are negatively about that. But then again, hey, Kenny Omega liked it, so maybe he sees something that I'd see. So I think it's fine. I think it's fine. It's not as a like I said, it's fine. And I think, this is not, so I can see, like I said, my tweet, I can see why some people wouldn't like this take of the Rescue Rangers. But you know what? Maybe after all this, I mean, they have the whole cameo of DuckTales, the new reboot. Maybe this will lead to a traditional Ranger series down the line. If this does good, if this actually does positively. That's what I think. Maybe it is. And also, I think MC Scat Cat can actually, I wouldn't decide Disney will just make a movie on him just because they can. Because Disney is just, what, we need content, and this does fit the content and everything. So overall, I really did like the stuff here. I know it's probably gonna piss people off and the other stuff. So, but honestly, I think it's just I think this is the one thing I think this um the reboot really probably needs is maybe seeing what Gadget's going through. Maybe the main villain might be Gadget. I don't know. Maybe it's a fake. Maybe it's a fake that says Gadget is actually not the villain. It's something else, and it finally brings back the characters together and actually has them do one mission, and maybe moving on from the old school stuff, and well, maybe embracing some things. It'd be something interesting to see what maybe this Roger Rabbit type of world Disney has with his exposures and everything else. You saw the Hasbro ponies there. You saw Roger Rabbit. Maybe this could be the modern equivalent. I don't say it's gonna be any good. It could be crap, but I think this is probably the closest thing we're gonna get to a modern day version of Roger Rabbit, which I know is heresy in some situations. It's heresy to say heresy, but I'm not saying it's gonna be good. I'm just saying it could be interesting, and maybe this won't be as bad as people think it is, because everyone else on Twitter thinks it's the worst thing since, you know, you know, you know, you know, yeah, a lot of people saying the voices are wrong, the humors are wrong, there's no adventure, nobody wants them as actors, you want us for a real, Rescue Rangers team. I think that's some people want that, but also it's a teaser trailer. We don't know what's going on with these people. So yeah, I think people need to calm down. And also, people say they want real voice actors. This is Hollywood; they don't care about voice actors. I wish it was different. I wish it was different, but no, it is what it is at this point. They don't like voice acting, and this is Disney. They don't like voice actors. They started this with Robert Williams with Genie. You know, that's what it is. If you're mad at that, go watch Aladdin again. Any type of big mainstream movie and such. They always had, these big stars or whatever, and that's what it is. So if you're mad at that, that's what it is. Yeah. But yeah, by the way, I wouldn't be surprised that the Gadget cult, which everyone supposedly is a real thing. I think that's the reason why Gadget is not in the movie. She's probably hanging out with them or captured there. But hey, that's just me, my opinion. Could be 100% wrong. You put this and say, "Oh, look at that, Duke was 100% wrong." You can have a good laugh, but I'm having a little hope for this movie. I'm having hope. It's on Disney Plus, so it won't hurt Disney too much if you don't watch it. People and their mom already have Disney Plus anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna be watching it. Maybe do a live tweet or whatever, while watching it. All right, that's that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That was it, ladies and gentlemen. Hope it was the show was actually really good. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for paying attention to me, Duke CT. Anyway, Duke CT here. Peace, love. I'll see you when I see y'all. Later.